Don't get too happy. It's only going to get worse. Good Norwegian saying. Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
He said, thought there was a basketball.
I think, I know Crosby's on the road. I know that much. That's right.
His son is the elementary principal here.
Oh, gotcha.
His elementary principal's son told him there was a game tonight.
Yeah. Sebastian Holding Eagle. Yes, I believe it's at Carrillo. Carrillo. What's that?
Nothing you can't mispronounce.
Absolutely. Sauk Center Melrose. I forgot. Fergus Falls is 2-13 in dual play. And then I forgot to write down Sauk Center Melrose, but a quick little. Yeah, I know Fergus Falls is 2-13. In duels, yes. And Sauk Center Melrose in dual play is 5-9 on the season. Road crew are 7th in the state. Yep, 7th in the state. Check the guillotine this morning. What's that?
What about Zutter?
Yep, so I wrote down the state ranked wrestlers on there. So if you want to take a peek at that, go right for it. Hopefully you can read my chicken scratch, but. Oh, that's from their last duel against Brainerd Pillager.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. So right now, here, one second. Like, what's the upcoming schedule for Road Crew? Like, what's the upcoming schedule like after this? Let me look. That's one thing I forgot to write down. Up next is they've got a meet in Lake Hart. Looks like against Badger Greenbush Middle River and Detroit Lakes. And then it says on the 7th that they also are taking on United Clay Becker and Hawley, but I feel like that's a different date. For the 7th, because I says that there are 2 in Lake Park, but then there's one like in Hawley. It said, so I don't know if that meant like, because like on here, because like on here it says they're all on the same date, and then like these 2 say they're in Lake Park, but then that last one says it's in Hawley, so I'm not too sure if that was, unless they're expecting them to.
Savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. Pequot Lakes Super Value, Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Good luck, area teams.
Pine River Dental Arts is committed to the small-town feel of your local dentist while providing top-notch dentistry, like general dental care for all ages to help you have the healthiest mouth possible. And they offer same-day crowns. Pine River Dental Arts is happy to welcome Dr. Tony Sauer to the Dental Arts team. Make your appointment at Pine River Dental Arts on Park Avenue in downtown Pine River or call 587-4437. Feeling like patients are like family.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org. The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters. This year, Schrupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their...
Here, queued up, as we got a triangle duel here between Sauk Center Melrose, Fergus Falls, and the road crew of Pequot Lakes Pine River-Backus, the 7th ranked team in Class 2A. And we thank you for joining us on YourLiveEvent.com and Cash 95.9 and RJBroadcasting.com. Noah Caruso and Steve Heslop joining you here for the action tonight. And Steve, now ranked 7th in Class 2A. They're on an 8-match winning streak, and it's crazy. We're already towards the end of the season here.
We were just looking at the schedule, and that February 7th is their next duel. That'll be against Badger, Greenbush, Middle River, and Detroit Lakes. And then possibly another one after that. But that's the end of the season. Then we go into sections, and then it's a whole brand new ball game. Everybody starts from zero.
And this is a great setup here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Section 8AA, a triangle, so a lot of potential. We have a pretty good idea that the road crew are going to lock up that 1 seed, but potentially playing one of these two squads. As looking at the records, of course, as mentioned, 24-1 are the road crew, ranked 7th in Section AA. And they're on currently an 8-match winning streak, coming off a 42-28 victory over Brainerd Pillager, while Sauk Center Melrose, they just improved to 6-9 if you were tuning in just a little bit ago, as they were able to get a 50-24 victory over Fergus Falls, who falls to 2-14 on the season. Sauk Center bounces back in a big way, coming off a 48-21 loss to Benson. Fergus Falls coming into this off a 63-17 loss to Thief River Falls. And looking at the road crew as they take on Fergus Falls, Steve, we were able to kind of take a look at them a little bit, as this is a Fergus Falls team that doesn't have a lot of experience in the lightweights, but in the middleweights they have a little bit of talent.
Yeah, right there in the middleweights, they're going to fill those out for you, although they do show I'm just going to say they do show some open weight, but they don't really, and not in the middles. That's going to be up to the coaches for their strategy. We've talked in the past about that. Yeah, they do show some talent. They have a couple of seniors out there with Lance Graff and Isaiah Longoria. They've been around. And also then there's a junior, William Bays. And then the seniors again at the top. So they are very experience loaded at the top of the weights here for the top half of the scale of all the weight brackets. So we're going to find probably that when they go against the road crew, that the road crew is going to get off to an early lead. We have 2 state-ranked wrestlers in our lower weights before you get to 120. Fergus Falls is running all 8th and 9th graders up until you get to 138. 138 is a 10th grader, and from then on, it's juniors and seniors with experience. And sometimes experience is a lot better than youthful exuberance.
And Steve, heading into this, we know that the Road Crew are having a phenomenal season up to this point. After this, they have one more tournament that they have over in Lake Park, and towards the end of the season, as they get ready for section playoffs. So talk about a little bit what you want to see from the Road Crew tonight here in this triangle.
Well, right now you just basically want to work on. I mean, let's assume for the moment that we have the upper hand on most of these. We want to look at the weights that we're not sure of. There's somebody on the JV that is going to have to try out for that weight against who's ever on the varsity tonight. You want to look at who was on the JV mat tonight when Tom DeMars was over there coaching his JV. They're still out there wrestling right now. You want to look at those guys to see how they're doing, and then you're going to have some some wrestle-offs in practice, and then you're going to put the best guy out there. What you don't want to happen tonight is some fluke injury, and you don't want that on February 7th either. So it's that time of the season where if you were in a football program, you'd be resting your starters, when you're way out ahead. But here, they don't do that. We're going to put them out there. We want to see them. They want to practice. They want to, keep going through their moves, work on, maybe they got something they're working on in practice. They want to put it on the mat. It's a good time to do that right now. It may not be a good time in 2 weeks, because that's when we're going to have to go against Thief River Falls and Perham, because those are the next two top teams in our Section 8AA that we're going to have to face, and they bring a load.
Well, big time at night for the Road Crew as they look to get some momentum as we almost are here for playoff season with winter sports, but here with wrestling, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have coverage of Fergus Falls and the Road Crew of Pequot Lakes and Pine River-Backus. We'll be back in just a moment on yourliveevent.com and Cash 95.
And future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 3.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are underway here as right away against Fergus Falls and the Road Crew. We already have a forfeit, and it looks like we got a couple to start off here. Well, and Steve, we talked. So what do you think with Fergus Falls in terms of, are they kind of just setting up the middleweights in this situation with a couple of forfeits early, or what do you think with this strategy here?
Well, I wouldn't say this is a strategy. I'm just thinking that they looked at a Jack Brune, a 7th grader, and he was going to have to go against Trevor Homburg, and Homburg is a good wrestler, and so just to protect Jack a little bit, we're going to take the forfeit. And they did the same thing with Evan Mulligan against Parker Zutter. Parker Zutter rated number 3 in the state of Minnesota, a 9th grader. Those matches probably wouldn't have lasted very long, and they might not have been any bit of experience or anything for the Fergus Falls Otters to work on. And just like that, Easton Miller comes out and he drops Jacob Froning for 6 on a pin in the first period.
Of course, Easton Miller, the 10th ranked wrestler at the 120, according to the Guillotine when I looked this morning, and a lot of talent on this Road Crew squad, and they have jumped out to a very quick 18-0 lead here against Fergus Falls.
Well, now we're going to see who they put out. We're looking for Caleb Froning is who we're looking at for the Otters. Caleb Froning is an 8th grader, and he's going to be appears to be going against Owen Dable. Owen Dable, a 9th grader for the Crew, 126-pounder, been around, he's got some experience. Froning comes from a wrestling family over there, so he's going to have a little bit of experience also. He just didn't start yesterday. Nice duck under take, like a fireman, but a duck under to a single leg for Froning. Dable backs it off, fights it off, goes to a near side cradle, and we're out of bounds. Nice defensive move there by Dable. Froning trying to set him up for that pick again. Froning's got fairly long arms and can get in there and reach that, get that knee. Right now they're just kind of feeling each other out. Nobody wants to make a move. There it goes. Now Dable went at him, pushed into him. Froning put the wizard in and lost it, and Dable comes up with a 2-point takedown. He's got the near side arm tucked underneath. Could be a tip here. Could be looking for a tip. He does have his leg tied up. Lost the inside arm. Sit out attempt by Froning, followed by Dable to counteract it. Now he's got the far arm locked behind, and the quick sit out nearly broke the hold. But Dable did a very nice job of following that move. Now we're going for that. Not sure where he wants that arm, if it's across the stomach or across the back, and now he forgets it both and goes to a cross face to see if he can get a far side cradle in. And that's not working too well for him either, but Dable's getting a lot of riding time. And that takes it out of the man on the bottom. When you've got somebody on your back all for 2 minutes and you're fighting for air, and you get tired under there. The choice was to go stand, so both wrestlers are up. Dable goes in for a double, drives in again with the hips. If you notice, the hips go in hard. Went up to the head. Still in bounds. There's half. He can pin him if he want. If he can also get back points as long as he keeps his feet on the mat, and he just hauls him back onto the mat. Nice job there. Get him up there. Now flatten him down. Oh, we lost the half. It's okay. There. Smart wrestler went for the leg right away to hook it. Now he's got the far arm and the near side arm bar, as we call it. He can walk around the head. If he walks around the head, though, he can be out of bounds, and then he'll start over. He's got to be careful of that arm. Careful, careful. We're going to get back points for exposure, and we're going to get the extra one. He's got to get up on top of him. A little more weight up on. There it is.
There's the pin.
And Dable with a pin.
A very quick start for the road crew. 24-0 on top of Fergus Falls at the moment. As we move ahead, looking at Sean Kilpatrick at the 132 weight.
Could be Sean Kilpatrick for the crew. Sometimes Coach Holfarth moves him around here at this point. I think we have Carson Grenier.
Looks like it's Adrian Schrupp at the 132 for the road crew.
Yeah, Adrian Schrupp. He's a 9th grader, 132 pounds. Wrestling Carson Grenier, 10th grader for the Otters. And Grenier's on top. He's got a quick 2 points for the takedown. Now he's trying to work that inside arm. Little arm bar, but you got to be careful. You got to lift that arm. You can't drive it forward. When you drive it forward, you have the potential to dislocate the shoulder. That's why you get a potentially dangerous hold signal there from the official. Grenier on top from the starting position, going for that 2-on-run wide. Now it's 1-on-1. So changed his mind. Still keeping his weight on top of Adrian. There's the arm across the back. This can be just barred over now. He's got to be careful, but oh, good move there by Adrian. Rolled right through it. Did have to give up the 2 for exposure. Rolled right back and a pin for Grenier. Six points on the Otter side of the fence now. 24-6 team score. As we are already into the 138-pound bracket. Let's see what we have this time.
Is Sean Reyes, the 8th grader, in at the 138 weight for the road crew.
Joey Graff out there for the Otters. They call him Joey. It's nickname. Lance Graff is his name. Lance Joey. And Sean Reyes, an 8th grader for the crew. So Coach Hofarth is so far has skipped Sean Kilpatrick and Grant Thompson at their normal weights. Could be because just giving somebody some extra time on the mat here to kind of take a look. This is what we were talking about, getting down to sections. We want to get our best team out there for sections. We want to get some experience on the mat if we need it. Sean Reyes working around, takes 2. Nice takedown. Can tip him. There he goes. There's the tip. Nope, didn't get long enough for the fat. Get him up again. Get him up again and get his hips up, and it's an easy tip. You can do it with his hips down, but it's a lot more work. Now we're trying to work for that barn bar. Reyes is a nice, tight wrestler. Notice how he's keeping those hips down, keeping his weight on the bottom man all the time. Joey's going to do anything. He's going to have to do a push-up and lift 2 people. One point for an illegal hold because he got 2 halves at the same time. Can't do that. Graff coming out, tried for the stand-up, but Reyes did a great job of following him around. Defended that stand-up nicely, took him back down. Reyes says we both are going to stand up. Reyes must feel good about his takedowns. He did complete the first one in the first period. The only takedown in the first period was by Reyes. Reyes leads 2-1 on the score for the individual score. The road crew's ahead 24-6 team-wise. That's it. You can snap him down and then you spin. You snap and spin. Don't. Got in there a little bit too close. Now you go on defense. Defense is also to go around behind. Take 2 on a takedown. Counter the sit out. There you go. Now keep your weight on him. That's it. Hip to hip. Now get a 2-on-1 ride. Bring one of his arms down underneath him. Oh, he's got a half, and oh, that got taken out. Graff defended that half. And we're going to call a stall. Not enough action there for the official. And that official, I believe, is out of Pillager tonight. Nice ankle pick brought Graff right down to his stomach. I like the way this little 8th grader rides. He keeps his weight right on his opponent. Now, walk around, step behind the head. There's 2 points for exposure, 3 points. There's the count. All right, now we have that. Now, if you have both arms, you can sit right through and then you arch back. Sit through and then bring your head up and arch back. Got to sit through. Got to get that inside hip. Not enough time. Okay. Nice period, though. Very nice period with a defensive takedown and then 3 more on the back. 7-1, your individual score. Reyes doing a nice job out there. This could be somebody that Coach Hofarth is looking at for the sections, at least to have a backup. Or if he needs a little strategy, you know, throw this one in.
And then I'll ask Steven, when you have multiple wrestlers kind of in that different weight class, I mean, listen with Sean Reyes and Grant Thompson, is it all kind of just based on if you have multiple wrestlers at that weight, is it more of like strategy of what you're seeing from the other wrestlers, or is it just whoever's kind of got the hot hand?
Well, somewhat the hot hand, but you're also, when you have the luxury of having multiple people that, and they're good, you know, they're going to wrestle each other in practice. And so you are eventually going to have one that, you know, say beats the other one or beats the other 2, and he will be the varsity wrestler. But when you talk about the strategy, we talked about that before, especially when we were at Detroit Lakes. The coach sometimes wants to feed a lesser wrestler to one of their better wrestlers and then use one of our better wrestlers to go against one of their lesser wrestlers. Sometimes you do that just to basically come out with a tie. We lose by 3, we win by 3. But we didn't lose by 6 and win by 3. See, that's
right. Looks like we're delay here.
little
Equipment
malfunction. Yep.
But a good duel here for Reyes, up 7-2 in the individual score with 26 ticks to go here in the final period, with the road crew up 24-6 in the overall score over Fergus Falls.
Got to have a good fitting headgear. I mean, not only is it requirement, it's a rule, but they put that in, oh man, back in the 70s for sure. Late 60s, I think. And they did that because when the 2 wrestlers, when you watch their classic tie-up, their ears are next to each other, and they rub their ears into each other, and the cartilage breaks down. Then the cartilage reforms thicker, and you end up with that cauliflower ear that you talk about. You can pick out a wrestling coach or a wrestler, you know, from across the room. You just look at his ears. Seven to 2, still the individual score. And there's going to be 2 points. Not going to have enough. 2 on the takedown. 7-4 the final score. Reyes the winner. He gets 3 for the team. 3-point decision for Sean Reyes. Nice job. All right, let's see who we have this time. Should be Isaac Longoria for the Otters. And Brady Rule. Yep, that's the official announcement. Brady Rule is coming out. Brady Rule at 145 pounds. He's a junior. He's going to be going against a senior Isaac Longoria. Everybody just kind of feeling it out. Ooh, Longoria got his head wrapped up. He's going to try to go around, or he's snapping him down. He could do a roll. Oh, there's a little arch. Get back, get your weight back. That's the problem with that move. All right, he settled into him this time. Now that's 2. Now we got more points. Now if you can just hang there, you can stay there for a minute and just tire the guy out. That'll help. He's going to be fighting for his life to keep that other shoulder off the mat. You got to just be ready to ride him. There's pinned him. Ho, ho, ho. Brady Rule. Brady Rule.
Making light work.
He caught Isaac Longoria in a move. Longoria initiated it. Brady Rule defended it, locked him up, took him to his back, and hung on.
I tell you what, we talked about kind of coming in to this to these duels, not wanting to risk a whole lot, but we're seeing the road crew really just doing what they need to do out there so far. Next we have Chance Abraham up for the road crew, the 6th ranked wrestler at the 152 weight.
And I believe he's going against Will Bays for Fergus. Chance puts him on an inside cradle, takes him down for 2, loses the cradle, but stays with him. Chance working fast, pulling him, going for a half there. He's going to pull that head under. Just twist him, get the half, and you got to get out and drive it. Okay, we're going to look for a tip. Keep that arm down. Okay, take the inside, far arm. There we go. That rolled him onto his back. That's going to get 2 for exposure. Hang on, and there's a pin. And the number 6th rated wrestler in AA picks up 6 more for the team tonight with a pin. Let's see if we're going to have Earl Stockman out there against Jacob Windus. Let's see, he may go up to Trey. Oh, here comes Earl.
Looks like it's going to be a forfeit victory for Earl Stockman.
Okay.
It's now 45-6 in the overall score. Road crew all over Fergus Falls.
I believe this is Jacob Widness. This one's Jacob Widness. They could have put Kenny Vogel out for the Otters, but they decided to forfeit, so that put Jacob Widness eligible to wrestle. And we've got Earl Stockman. Earl Stockman's a 10th grader. Earl Stockman gets a takedown with the head again. Oh, not quite. Not quite. You got to get around behind him. Or exhibit to a pinning combination. (45-6) your team score between the road crew and the Otters right now. Road crew on top. Road crew has 1, maybe 2 more duels to go, and then they go into sections, which is the start of the state tournament, as Earl Stockman takes him down, drops him to his back, picks up mat points. He's still good as long as his feet are inside the circle. Stockman's going to drive on him again. Tightening it up. Real tight. Referee's taking a close look, but the far shoulder is up, I believe. There it is. So Earl Stockman. That was
Trey Tukenhagen.
That was Trey. I'm sorry. That was Trey Tukenhagen. Nice job, Trey. I apologize.
I tell you what, well, we talked about it. Sometimes with the readjustment of weights, you get to see some of these other performers at different weight classes, and a great performance by Trey Tukenhagen, as I believe, looking at the weight class.
I think this is Devlin Roberts. Yep.
And it's Cameron Holke, the 10th grader at the 182, going up against Devlin Roberts for Fergus Falls. 51-6 road crew on top in the overall score. A lot of pins here, Steve, we've seen so far. It's been a very impressive showing for the road crew early on.
And Devlin Roberts takes the takedown right away. Devlin Roberts working on trying to get that near side arm out. Puts it across the back. Classic move. Drives it over. That's when you get that arm, you got leverage. When you get leverage, you get pin. Devlin picks up a pin. Devlin Roberts for the Otters picks up a first period pin. Makes the score 51-12. Now,
it should be Corbin Knapp up next for the road crew at the 195 weight, the 4th ranked wrestler, Corbin Knapp, in his weight class in class AA.
And he's wrestling against Sebastian Holding Eagle. Sebastian Holding Eagle for the Otters. Corbin trying to get that single leg pick, missed it. Play around with the heads a little bit now. Good defense there, Corbin. Whoop, tried for the hip throw. That didn't work, and Sebastian Holding Eagle kicks him down for 2. Corbin tries to sit out, and they roll out of bounds, but they're going to give him 1 point for the escape. Loss of control. As they go out of bounds, both wrestlers from the standing position. Doing a little hand fighting underneath there. Good try. Both up. Still just doing a little hand fighting there. Now Corbin goes in for the double. Had to back on out. Holding Eagle came right down on top of him as in defense. Holding Eagle's basically got a standing headlock, and he's going to try to either bull him over or snap him down and spin. They went out of bounds before either of those could be executed. Still on our feet. 21 seconds to go in the first period. 2-1 the score. Fergus on top. 2-1. Ooh, nice. Just didn't follow through on that. He was going for a nice duck under or a fireman's carry. There he goes, by the outside. Now he's got the second step. Oh, almost had it. Ran out of time. Fergus Falls gets a choice. He said, I don't want the choice. Let's turn it over. And the road crew picks down. Corbin Knapp says, I'm going to work from the bottom up. Easier to score from the bottom.
We got Sebastian Holding Eagle up 2-1 right now in the individual score. What have you liked from Sebastian Holding Eagle so far against a ranked wrestler like Corbin Knapp?
He's pretty good. He's aggressive, and he knows how to defend when Corbin's going in underneath. Corbin walked out, or basically just sat out on a easy sit out, and then he just walked away from him for one for the escape. So we're all tied up at 2. But Holding Eagle usually initiates the move here, and then when they get close, Corbin tries to go underneath him. Now it's head-to-head again. Now they're fighting for some wrist control, and Corbin's going in, getting an underhook on the left side. Still looking underneath. Sometimes you get that underhook, you're looking for a hip throw. Now he dropped, and he's going to take 1 and then 2. Nope, now he isolated on 1. That was a good idea. Isolate on the 1 leg. It's easier to pick than 2. And out of bounds. Stall warning on the Otters for going out of bounds on that. Just a warning. Corbin's going there. Corbin went in hard, but he got 2 legs. Almost didn't know what to do with them. Holding Eagle grabs onto to Corbin's ankle, and now Corbin spins around and gets behind him and gets 2 for the takedown. Now he takes him down. Now he's going to isolate that arm on the right side. If he can, he's going to try to slip a half in there maybe. He's got his back to us. It's hard to see what he's doing, but he's underhooked. He's going for a double arm bar. He's gone around the head already. He's got 2 and more and a pin. Tipped him right up on his shoulders. Corbin picks up a pin. And 2/8 to go. 57-12, your total score right now, with the road crew in control. Here comes Coach Hofarth over to the scoring table to announce who he's going to put on the mat. I believe they're going to go to a forfeit. Scott Riley picks up a forfeit. Peyton Scott picks up by forfeit, and we've got Riley Peters coming out. And Riley Peters picks up a forfeit, and this one is in the books. Just like that. 69-12. Fergus Falls had a ninth grader. They didn't have anyone at 220, but they did have a 9th grader at heavyweight. But the coach decided maybe we don't need to put him against Riley.
Of course, one of the more top heavyweights, the 10th ranked wrestler, and of course we always talk about how fun he is, how fun to see. So I'm hoping we at least get to see him at least once today, because I always like seeing the heavyweights go to war.
I know.
But as Steve mentioned, 69-12, the road crew get a dominant victory over Fergus Falls. Next up for them is going to be Sauk Center Melrose, and we are going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll preview that and get you set for the second match for the road crew. 69-12, they take it over Fergus Falls. Back in just a moment on yourliveevent.com and Cash 95.
Sometimes you wonder.
Bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at Pequot Lakes Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Shop your locally owned Pequot Lakes Super Value for quality, service, and freshness. Enjoy delicious daily deli specials around the Stone Hearth fireplace, convenient on-site pharmacy, and the freshest meats and produce. Save on gas too. Earn 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. Pequot Lakes Super Value, Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Good luck, area teams.
Pine River Dental Arts is committed to the small town feel of your local dentist while providing top-notch dentistry like general dental care for all ages to help you have the healthiest mouth possible. And they offer same-day crowns. Pine River Dental Arts is happy to welcome Dr. Tony Sauer to the Dental Arts team. Make your appointment at Pine River Dental Arts on Park Avenue in downtown Pine River or call 587-4437. Feeling like patients are like family.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Welcome back to wrestling coverage on Cash 95 and yourliveevent.com as we are here in Pine River for Section 8 AA triangle here, as we just saw the road crew get a dominant victory 69-12 over Fergus Falls, and some other score updates from around homegrown local radio. And we just had hockey wrap up, Duluth Marshall getting a 10-2 victory over Northern Lakes today in girls hockey. And no score updates on yourliveevent.com as Grand Rapids traveling to Aiken for wrestling, as that was a 6:40 pregame start, so that one should be about ready to get going here, and that's going to be on yourliveevent.com. And Steve, we talked about kind of taking not precautions, but kind of coming into this, working on some things as you guys get prep for section playoffs, and that's where Travis Hofford, as we've heard in the past, that's where he really wants to emphasize this season. And we saw a pretty great display from Fergus against Fergus Falls. Just talk about what you really liked and what you want to see carry over into this next duel here against Sauk Center Melrose.
Well, I'd like to see a little more aggression from the get-go. If you watch the wrestlers, this is from being around it. They both have to stand on a certain spot before the wrestling starts. There's a red line and a green line out there, and the red wrestler stands on the red line, etc. When the referee blows his whistle, I oftentimes watch and go, where's the first step? And the first step, to me, should be forward. You don't necessarily have to make a shoot. You don't have to go for the legs. You don't have to go for a takedown, but you should be going forward into your opponent. And I'm seeing a lot of one step back or sideways. And that just tells me we're just not aggressive, because there's a lot of mind games, I guess you could say, that go on in wrestling. There's the intimidation that's going to happen, where you're going to go against somebody and you sort of walk out on the mat and you see the way he's built and whatever, and you say, woo, this one's going to be tough, or woo, I think I got this one, and you really don't know that until you hit him. But I'd like to see that first step forward. That's one thing that right now, this part of the season, I think they should be working a little more aggression. Make the other guy back up, basically, if you want to put it that way. I'd like to see that. I was impressed with Sean Reyes, with his riding ability. He was putting his weight into his opponent. He was riding him high, riding him tight. So let's get going. We've got him out there already right now. Trevor Holmberg looks like he's going to go against Dominic Kurzman. Dominic Kurzman, a 10th grader, 106 pounds, and Trevor Holmberg is an 8th grader.
Dominic Kurzman, as they were also able to take down Fergus Falls earlier in the day, 50-24, and Kurzman was able to get a 13-9 victory in his first duel. It took an extra period to get to that point, and he's going up against a very tough wrestler in Trevor Holmberg.
Yes. Holmberg's been around. Holmberg, see, that was that aggression. They went right underneath, picked up a leg, turned him over, twisted him down, got the 2 points, tucked the arm in right away. That's a setup for a tip if he wants it, doesn't go for it. Drives for the cradle. He had the cross face, but it was Dominic defended that one. Now Dominic's trying to sit out to get away, trying to get either a reversal, get 2 there, or 1 for getting away. Holmberg just followed him through the move and stayed right with him, hip to hip. That's what you're looking for right there, hip to hip. Try to put your weight into him. If you don't have your hips on him, get your chest into the back of his chest to hold his chest on the mat. Then you start working on arms and wrists and things. Always sort of being aware that you can always hook a leg and hang it, make it an anchor back there. First period, Holmberg with 2. Dominic with nothing. He tried. Holmberg picks down. Dominic Kurzman coming on top. First match of the first bout of the last match of the evening here against the Road Crew and Sauk Center. Sauk Center Melrose. Kurzman on top. Holmberg trying to sit out. Was not able to get his full sit. Holmberg is putting a real tight stomach ride on him, and now he's isolated one arm back. The left arm of Holmberg is back on behind his back. Now Dominic takes it out to do an arm bar, but that's defended well. Got to go back to basics, change your mind, try something else. Holmberg comes to his base. That's what the coaches always say, get your hips up, get your hips up. Holmberg pushing back into him. Now he turns, tried for that head, missed it. He's gonna do it again. Nope. Didn't get his hips to shoot out from underneath him, but he tried. It's gonna be a move, he'll try again. These two wrestlers are fairly well, I would say, they're pretty equal. Each wrestler knows how to wrestle from the top. Holmberg's got his left arm behind his back. Now Dominic Kurzman goes for an inside cradle and runs out of time. So right now Holmberg has the only points in this little match. First period takedown. Both wrestlers on top. They're standing up this time. Working around. I like the way Holmberg is working in the middle of the mat. That gives him a lot of, now he's being pushed off to the side, but when he was out there by himself, he was working to the middle, gives him a lot of mat to use. There he goes, right back out. Now that's aggression. That's what I was just talking about. See that move? Just coming in. Watch the hip. Watch it, watch it, watch it.
Oh.
You're going to get, if you don't get him up, you don't get him over, you're going to be in trouble. There it goes.
There.
Got his hips up.
Reversal.
There's 2 for the takedown, 2 for the back exposure. Now, hang on for 1 minute and 11 seconds and we'll see what we get. Hang on. There it is. There it is. Come on. referee from Pillager. There it is.
Hey, easy on the Pillager guy, Steve, I tell ya.
I know, I'm trying to be nice. Trying to be nice. But I can see that from here.
Absolutely, but a
I'm-
great performance there from Holmberg.
Right up here where the parents should be. 6-point pin there for Mr. Holmberg. Nice job. Nice job, Trevor. All right, now let's see who we're going to put out here.
Looking at for Sauk Center Melrose. Up here, it is going to be, Emmett Rugemer, excuse me.
Rugemer,
That is
yeah.
how you pronounce Emmett Rugemer, the 7th grader. He was able to get a win via pin against Fergus Falls. So he comes into this with a lot of momentum, but going against Parker Zutter, it's not going to be easy for him.
No.
And of course, Parker Zutter, the 3rd-ranked wrestler in AA in the 113 weight.
And picks up a 2-point takedown right away. Referee calls him into the position. Zutter on top. Riding an arm. Ooh. Rugemeyer tried for a stand-up. Got that blocked. Jerked back down. Tried it again. Jerked back down. Got a caution there. Parker's got to come in there. He has to have his hand that goes around the waist. The palm has to be on the stomach area. We used to say belly button, but keep him down. Now ride him. Just keep your hips into him. That's it. Tie up his legs a little bit, and then he'll stop standing up. Now work on his arms. Got to tie his legs up. Rugemeyer's done a lot of work for standing up in the practice. He keeps doing it. Finally got away for 1 point. So now Zutter should be able to set up a takedown here. Keep going. You got to make 2 steps out of that. And we're out of time in the first period. 2-1. 2-1 right now. Parker Zutter leads by a point. If you're looking at the scoreboard, if you can see that on the video, the score is wrong. It's not 0-0. 6-0.
It's a good thing I'm on top of it over on my end with the Your Live event. Yes, 6-0 Road Crew.
Illegal hold by Zutter gives an extra point over to Rugemer. He had his hands clasped that time. You can't have them together when the opponent is on the mat. There's an inside leg. This could be a tip if he can get him off his elbow. There, now we got some back points. Should be 2. Get him down. There's 2. Referee's got it in his hand. Now we're counting. Nope, still 2. Still 2. Keep that leg. Well, he had a good leg grapevine on there, but he lost it. Now we're working underneath again. Let's see if Rugemeyer's got a few more stand-ups in him. He's trying. Zutter's trying for a cradle. Now he's got that leg grapevine again. That's a good job. There's that inside tip again. There's 2 for the exposure. Are we going to get a 3rd? There, referees count twice. Didn't get the extra count. No exposure. There's starting to get the count. Nope, back up. 40. Now we're counting again. It's got to be beyond 45 degrees. And he has to hold that for a count of 5. If he doesn't hold it for a count of 5, he only gets the 2 points for exposure. Holding it for a count of 5 gets you an extra point. Zutter on top, 6-2. Third period starts. Good aggression there by Zutter. There, that's it. Go right at him. Get some legs. Get yourself up and get your arm across his back. Get up. Get your arm. Okay. If you don't feel comfortable, back away. Little hand fighting in there right now, head to head. Rugemeyer tried to go in. Zutter just walked around him. No control yet, though. Even though he might be able to tip him up, no, and he's going to be too high, and the control goes to Rugemeyer. And Rugemeyer reaching underneath. He's got the far arm. He's going to walk around. At 6-4 is the score. If he exposes the back, he'll get 2. No, that's a tough one. And that's 2. And then that's going to... Nope. Did not get the 45 or hold it long enough. And finally, Zutter breaks that hold with 9 seconds to go. Turn into him. Turn into him. Keep turning. Keep turning. Keep turning. He's going to get 2, and that's going to tie the score.
Head into an extra 1-minute period.
Yep. 6-6 right now. Both wrestlers up. Wrestled a minute. Nice job by Zutter to go underneath. Keep driving, though. Keep inching your way in there. See, Rugemeyer's trying to back away, and Zutter's trying to keep those hips in there. All right, we're still both up. All right, Parker. Set him up. There, go around him. He's got the 2. You got to tip. You got to tip. Tip, tip, one way or the other. Tip. Hey, that's an illegal hold, and the referee right on top of it. You cannot lock at the ankles of your feet around the head. You can figure for it so that one ankle is tucked behind the knee, but you cannot lock those ankles. There's too much pressure, and that's illegal, and that illegal hold makes it 7-6, and this is sudden death overtime in that first period. So Parker Zutter takes 3 points for the road crew. In overtime.
Now we go from one ranked wrestler, the third ranked Parker Zutter at the 113 weight. Now we move on to the 10th ranked at 120,
Ooh, nice
Easton
move
Miller.
Through Easton. Easton Miller just had a nice roll through. He is against
Lana Walter. Or excuse me,
That's
no.
not Lana. No. Is this Noah? Could be Noah Christensen or Kristen. It could be, I think it's Noah, 9th grade. Did not catch the name when it was announced. So Easton, another roll through on a fireman's, roll it up, get behind him now, get behind, tie the leg up. Still no points, Trying to get around, get that arm there, pick of the ankle if you can get it. Can't get it, can't reach it, trying again, trying to spin to his right, going around, and now he's gonna try to roll him over, but he got too high. And Fergus Falls defends it well and comes out basically in control for 2 points on the takedown in the first period. 5 seconds, 3 seconds to go in the first period. Miller down. So Fergus has the choice. They take up, or no, take top. Yeah, they take up. This Fergus Falls wrestler is a pretty solid little wrestler. He knows how to control the hands, and he's strong enough to do it. There goes Easton on a kind of a run around and gets away enough for an escape. 2-1 the score. Fergus on top. Easton's got his head in a bad lock down there, and the Fergus kid's gonna try to roll him with it. And the referee says, nope, not enough action. We're going to call that a stalemate. Let's start over. Both wrestlers on their feet. Miller going underneath. He's got 2 legs, but he's got his head between them. And he got his hips knocked down. So now Fergus Falls is going to basically spin. Nope, good job. Miller got his hips back underneath him. Isolated on one leg. Oop, got his hips knocked off again. Down they go. He's still isolated on the one leg to prevent the and time is out. Road Crew starts in the down position for the final period. They are trailing 2-1. Tried for a quick sit out. Fergus Falls followed through with it. No change. Riding a little high. Easton's got him down. He's got to get him. He's got the Fergus Falls wrestler high on him, and so that he can separate his hips, but he didn't quite get it. Not all the way. There, he's trying it again. Do it again. You had it. Just pull him down. Now they're facing each other, but there's still no loss of control yet. There, now it's down they go, and Miller on top for a takedown. Tried for a quick tip, and Fergus Falls defended it. Miller's hanging on for dear life now, while Fergus Falls is trying to tip him over to get some points. Whoa, now there's Easton had him down, then he had to let him up. Now Easton's trying to get away. Fergus Falls has to move up. So what are we going to do? I think it's a 2-point takedown. Two-point takedown and a 1-point escape, I believe, is how they're going to do that. 4-3. Road Crew down by 1 in the third period with 20 seconds to go. Fergus Falls on top, riding hard in the shoulders. Now he's trying to reach for a cradle. Miller's trying to defend it from underneath. The Fergus Falls is going to try to pull him back, and we run out of time. 4-3 with Fergus Falls on top at 120 pounds.
Now looking at 9-3, the overall score. Crew still on top after an upset victory. As
you know what I'm wondering? I'm wondering if this isn't still junior varsity.
Might be.
Because that should be Owen. I mean, that would be Owen Dable out there if it were. I don't think that's Owen. think they're just letting the varsity wrestlers rest for a little bit while they just finish up some JV here.
Yep, this looks like exactly what they're doing is they are taking down the JV mat. Well, it's all right. We'll give the JV some love. They never are on the radio, so we'll give them some love here.
Yeah, it's a nice duck under there by Fergus Falls, but he didn't get to follow through with it. So it was a good defense by the road crew. See, we don't know who these wrestlers are. We're not listening to. What I notice is they're not putting the team score up. So all we're doing is seeing individual scores.
Yeah.
And I'm not listening to the announcements.
The overall score.
There's the road crew's gonna. He ran out of time, but he's no points. But he had the right move when he locked him up in the headlock and took him to the mat. Nice job there. 3-2 is the score. Road crew. Fergus chooses down. Good sit out. Sit, twist, escape, 1 point. We're all tied up. Just doing a little hand fighting out there. Pull their ears together. Now road crew's locked up for a head throw, but it didn't quite happen the way the coach told them it was going to happen. They fell the opposite direction, but he's hanging on anyway. No points, no control. There's 2. Road crew on top for 2. Got the far arm. Don't get wild now. Don't get wild. You get out in front like that and he's going to walk away from you. Got his hips down. That's good. Okay. 5-3 in that period. Nice job. Road crew says let's start both up. Oh, nice duck under by Fergus Falls there. Nice defense by the road crew. Did a little crossface, dug his head out, pushed his hips down, got around behind him. 2 points on the takedown. 7-3 the individual score. Do a little 2-on-1 ride. Follow him, that's it. That's the way you do it. Fergus Falls down, road crew on top. We do not know who is wrestling these. Just a couple of the JV matches that they're putting together. Ooh, a nice Granby reversal by Fergus. 2 points, then he reaches, rolls over, hooks the head for half. Got road crew on his back. And a pin. Very cool, nicely done, set up by a nice Granby. Okay, now, is that all of them? That appears to be it for the JV. Now we're just waiting for the varsity to come back out of the locker room.
And while we wait for that, well, I think that's a good time for a commercial break. As we come back, we will have varsity coverage of Sauk Center Melrose and the road crew of Pine River Pequot Lakes. Back in just a moment on yourliveevent.com and Cash 95.
Trupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Trupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Trupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Trupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Trupp Excavating LLC. Online at truppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget moonlight bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Country Doc Veterinary Clinic in Pine River is proud to support radio coverage of our area athletes. No matter the sport, they salute the kids and coaches for all their dedication and wish them all the best of luck. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic thanks all the coaches, staff, and volunteers for taking the time to provide our area kids plenty of opportunities. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic is located east of Pine River on County Road 1, providing compassionate small animal care for your beloved pets.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget moonlight bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Country Doc Veterinary Clinic in Pine River is proud to support radio coverage of our area athletes. No matter the sport, they salute the kids and coaches for all their dedication and wish them all the best of luck. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic thanks all the coaches, staff, and volunteers for taking the time to provide our area kids plenty of opportunities. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic is located east of Pine River on County Road 1, providing compassionate small animal care for your beloved pets.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at Pequot Lakes Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Shop your locally owned Pequot Lakes Super Value for quality, service, and freshness. Enjoy delicious daily deli specials around the Stone Hearth fireplace, convenient on-site pharmacy, and the freshest meats and produce. Save on gas too. Earn 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. Pequot Lakes Super Value, Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Good luck, area teams.
Pine River Dental Arts is committed to the small town feel of your local dentist while providing top-notch dentistry like general dental care for all ages to help you have the healthiest mouth possible. And they offer same-day crowns. Pine River Dental Arts is happy to welcome Dr. Tony Sauer to the Dental Arts team. Make your appointment at Pine River Dental Arts on Park Avenue in downtown Pine River or call 587-4437. Feeling like patients are like family.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
This year, Schrupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at shruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues.
And welcome back, as we are just giving a quick update as it is Parents Night here in Pine River for the road crew, the 7th ranked team in Class AA, as they just finished up their duel with Fergus Falls just a little bit ago, a 69-12 victory over the Otters of Fergus Falls, as they are honoring the parents here as we get set for the main event of the night. The defenders of Sauk Center Melrose taking on the road crew of Pine River-Backus Pequot Lakes, as Pine River looks to extend their duel streak to double digits to 10 and improve to 26-1 on the season as they get prepped for postseason play here. As after this, they will have one more set of matches, duels over in Lake Park. So keeping an eye on that as we get set here for the final match of the night. We'll be back in just a moment on yourliveevent.com and Cash 95.
Whitefish Automotive.
Youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Country Doc Veterinary Clinic in Pine River is proud to support radio coverage of our area athletes. No matter the sport, they salute the kids and coaches for all their dedication and wish them all the best of luck. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic thanks all the coaches, staff, and volunteers for taking the time to provide our area kids plenty of opportunities. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic is located east of Pine River on County Road 1, providing compassionate small animal care for your beloved pets.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at Pequot Lakes Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Shop your locally owned Pequot Lakes Super Value for quality, service, and freshness. Enjoy delicious daily deli specials around the stone hearth fireplace, convenient on-site pharmacy, and the freshest meats and produce. Save on gas too. Earn 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. Pequot Lakes Super Value, Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Good luck, area teams.
Pine River Dental Arts is committed to the small town feel of your local dentist while providing top-notch dentistry like general dental care for all ages to help you have the healthiest mouth possible. And they offer same-day crowns. Pine River Dental Arts is happy to welcome Dr. Tony Sauer to the Dental Arts team. Make your appointment at Pine.
And welcome back as we are about ready to get going here for our final match of the night here as Sauk Center Melrose takes on the road crew of River-Backus Pequot Lakes. And just kind of keeping an eye on things here, Steve, as again, road crew coming off an impressive performance over Fergus Falls and against the Sauk Center Melrose team that's also coming off a win. What are some things you want to kind of keep an eye on here? As we talked about, they want to stay healthy heading into their last set of duels on the 7th. But just what do you want to see from the road crew here to really kind of put the exclamation point on what's been a good tournament so far?
Well, as we talked earlier, I want to see some aggression. I want to see them, working on their moves, working on the pinning combinations. And I'd like to see them try to go out there and, if it's possible, not all matches work this way, but if it's possible, put in one combination, put in another combination. Go back, try something you haven't done. Maybe you want to do something with your legs. Maybe you're not comfortable with a half and a far arm. Work on it tonight. These are the kind of matches where you have that opportunity. Now, not every individual match is going to be that way because there's going to be some good wrestlers over here from Sauk Center too. But when you get that opportunity, work on it. Maybe you want to work on takedowns tonight. You can beat a guy by taking him down and letting him go. And just do that a few times. Work on your takedowns tonight. It's different working with the kid from Sauk Center than it is working with your teammate in the practice room. So this is a good opportunity to do that. And of course, don't get injured.
The most important thing is we are nearing down the end of regular season wrestling. And again, Sauk Center Melrose was able to get a win over Fergus Falls, our first match here of the triangular. The road crew following suit with a win over Fergus Falls, and now we get ready for, always kind of feels like, I like to call it the main event with the spotlight on the mat and everything. It feels like it's like a main event kind of feel, as we should have a good one here between the road crew and the defenders of Sauk Center Melrose, where the road crew will look to extend their duel streak to 10. As they enter with a lot of momentum as we are about ready to get going here.
25-1. Here comes Trevor Holmberg and Dominic Kurzman.
Dominic Kurzman getting a win earlier on the night against Fergus Falls. Trevor Holmberg with a forfeit victory, but here we go.
Also like to point out that they turned the lights out in the gymnasium and put the big light over the mat, and of course we are now in the dark and we're having a hard time seeing our copy since it was written on black ink on blue paper.
It can never be easy for us.
Need to talk to publications there. Okay, both wrestlers just out there feeling each other out. The classic little tie-up there, head-to-head. And the referee says not enough action, so we're going to start all over. Now, if you notice, we were talking earlier, that Sauk Center kid went backwards right off the line, which indicates to me that he's giving Trevor a lot of respect out there, which is good. That's it, Trevor. Get a little aggressive. Work with your back to the middle. That's it. Nice defense. Spin. Nope, didn't get the spin. You get a tough time to cradle a kid that long. Trevor Holmberg usually goes for an inside cradle right there, but somebody that's that long, it's tough to get both ends together. And this time Dominic Kruzman defended it, and he's going to come up with the 2 on the takedown. Good sit out there. Now twist. Do it again. Sit through. Okay, face him. Face him. Get your leg out. Face him. Back it out. You can always get one and set it up again. Trevor's got to put a wizard in, but we're only going to get 2 on that. 4-point period for Dominic Kurzman, 10th grader. Trevor Holmberg on top now for the crew, starting the second period. He's 4 points behind. Trying to keep his hips, keep the hips down, right on top. Working underneath, looking for some wrists that he can hold on to. Difficult time with riding this Kurzman kid is probably a foot taller than Holmberg, and it's difficult to keep the hips down and get the arms and everything. Holmberg puts in a double leg ride, knocks his hips down, puts Kurzman's belly right back on the mat. That's a good job to do. Just keep working. A little equipment problem there. Looks like Holmberg's mouth guard came out. 1 minute and 4 seconds to go in the period. Holmberg down by 4. Holmberg's trying all his normal moves, the inside arm bar, the cross face. He can't quite get the leverage because he has to stay back far enough to keep the hips down on the ride. Otherwise, Kruzman's going to come sneaking right out of there. So Trevor's making an adjustment. Now he throws in a cross face. Now he's going to go out and get the far arm, try to walk around. Kruzman posts up the far leg, and that stops that. Holmberg trying it again. He's got 20 seconds to go. He's got to work. He's got to get his feet out around the head, and that's the part where you're kind of dangerous, and the referee said we have blood. Dominic Kruzman coming up with possibly a nosebleed. Yep, looks like a nosebleed. Blood time on the mat. Holmberg gets to go over and talk to his head coach. And they're basically working to stop the match. There is a physical trainer on site, and she is on the scene here down by the scorer's table now. All the blood has to be cleaned up off the mat and off the wrestler. They can't have anything on the wrestler or on his uniform even. Coach Ofarth and Frankie go back to their sitting positions, basically, where the bench is. One little quick drink there for Trevor. Now we're ready to go again. There, the referee blows his whistle, and we're off to go for the last 15 seconds in period 2. 4-0. Trevor Holmberg is behind. He's tying up the wrists, trying to keep those legs, though. There, keep that leg hook back there. You're going to need an anchor. That's good. Good move. Ride him out. Trevor says he wants everybody up. Third period. Trevor's down by 4. He needs to take down and some back points. He's going in hard. Went in for the 2, then stood up underneath. Ran out of mat. Nice aggression. Trevor went right at him. Hooked the leg. Stay on the mat for 2. Stay on the mat. Stay on the mat. He's got 2. He has 2. Now we're... No, they get the 2 for the takedown. No back points. Did not quite carry it through to the exposure. 4-2. Holmberg down by 2. Kruzman working from underneath, trying to get to his base. Holmberg knocks him back down. Trying to isolate his arms so he can walk around his head. Get some leverage. Still doesn't quite have it. 1 minute to go in the period. Kruzman's hanging on for dear life, and the referee says you're stalling. Kruzman then pops up his hips and turns to face him. Still, Trevor has control. Now they've lost it. Now it's 5-3. We need a takedown to tie. Holmberg's got to come at him, and Kruzman's going to back away. Even if he gets 1 point for stalling here in the next 30 seconds, it's not going to be enough. Holmberg's going to have to go at him, and Cruz is just hanging on to him. Now Kruzman went underneath, isolate on a leg, and that's all he has to do is just hang on. Now he's to 2 legs. Now he's coming up to his feet, and he's going to try to take Holmberg down. Holmberg's trying to defend him with a toss. Holmberg, he lost his balance and got taken down. He was on the verge of going one way or the other. And Kruzman walks away. 7-3 for an opening bout there. As Kruzman picks up 3 points for the team. 3-0, Sauk Center Melrose on top. Time for Parker Zutter. They may forfeit to him. They have an open weight. Let's see what he does. Yep, calls a forfeit. So Parker Zutter comes out and gets the forfeit. Here comes Lana Walters. And Easton Miller for the crew comes out. He's wrestling Lana Walters. Yes, Lana Walters is female.
And Lana Walters, she was able to get a victory in her duel against Fergus Falls, her individual duel.
There are a lot of young ladies that are wrestling in the state of Minnesota, to the point where they even have their own tournament at the state tournament.
And a lot of very talented women's wrestlers, I should add as well.
Yes, they are. Easton Miller went in underneath. Lana's hanging on to as much as she can. Miller's turning. Still no points. Trying again. He's going to try to get around her. Spinning to his, got the far leg. Now he's got to pick it. Pick the leg. Pick it up. Pick it and tip it. Pick it and tip it. Nope. He's trying to lock up for a cradle. He's got the lock, but the roll through didn't work, so he'll try it again if he keeps the lock. Just under a minute to go in the first period. He's got Lana Walters locked up in a cradle. He's got back points now. That's 2. Now we're exposing the back. Now he's going to get the 3rd point. And a pin. So Easton Miller picks up a pin for the road crew. Easton Miller, 6 points for the pin. The score is 12-3 on the board. Now, who do we have? We're going to have Owen Dable. And they have Noah Christian, a 9th grader, 126 pounder. Noah Christian out there for the defenders. And Owen Dable for the road crew. A little bit of normal hand fighting and head knocking, and they go around, go out of bounds, come back. Dable seems to be on his heels a little bit here. He's going backwards all the time. I think he's trying to get his elbows out. Now let's see. All right, now he's gone in. Dable went in for a double. Christian drops on him. That's the defense. Now Owen's got himself a fireman's. Tried for it. Try it again. It's there. You got to keep moving, and he spun around, and he got defended, and the 2-point takedown goes to Sauk Center. So Kristen puts 2 points on the board. Now Kristen is riding tight, trying to work out some wrists. Dable backs into him. Trying for an easy tip there because Dable backed into him, but Dable got his arm caught. So he's got a deep half against Dable. Dable's trying to keep his stomach mat. Good defense, out of bounds, 2-0 the individual score. Owen Dable goes down on his knees. Kristen goes on top. Kristen trying to isolate the right arm, and that's not working too well. Dable's fighting to keep his base so he can clear his hips once he gets up there. Just some basic riding and wrestling right now. And we're out of time in the first period. The score is 2-0 for the defenders of Sauk Center Melrose. Noah Kristen, a 9th grader, 126 pounds on top. Dable was on top, but Kristen reversed him, or almost reversed him, and now did reverse him. It was almost back points, but when you don't have control, you can't get the points. But a reversal by Noah Kristen makes it 4-0. Owen Dable trying to get his hips up off the bottom. He's got his left arm now isolated, almost on his back. Now it's just a double arm ride underneath. This Kristen is just a basic rider. He's the basic wrestler. Stay tight with the hips, work on the hands, work on the arms, nothing special. He's got his legs tied up into Dable, so he's not too high. Just riding Dable. Now Owen got his hips up and was able to duck out from underneath. Nice job by Mr. Dable. 2-point, I believe they gave 2-point reversal. 4-2 is the score on the board as Owen Dable's trying to work out a cradle. 23 seconds to go in the second period. He's down by 2 points. Good solid defense there by Owen Dable. Dable comes on the top position here. Kristen backing into him, trying to scoot into him as much as he can. Then he tried to run away. Dable followed and defended that nicely. Dable in with a nice deep ride, but Kristen stands up, twists out, gets one for the reversal, and he goes right back in to try to do an arm drag.
And see, we talked about even with what do you want to see coming into this match, that you wanted to see them be more aggressive on the front foot, and it seems that at Sauk Center Melrose, they've been on the aggressive so far, as the first couple of wrestlers here in the earlier weight, or the lighter weights, have looked really well.
Yeah. Miller didn't. Miller went right at Walters. I was watching that foot, Just a nice tight ride there by Kristen. He leads 6-2. Owen Dable basically gets him out of bounds, and we're going to start from the center of the mat. Owen goes down on his hands and knees. Kristen on top. Quick breakdown there by Kristen. He's trying to isolate the far arm, or Owen Dable's right arm if he can. He's trying to reach underneath for a wrist ride. Going 2-on-1 to try to get that arm back. And Owen is not having it. He's fighting it off from underneath as best he can. 1 minute to go in the period. Road Crew down 6-2. Just solid wrestling here by Noah Kristen from the Sauk Center defenders. Just following Owen. Owen is doing everything he can do to get out from underneath. He's trying to clear his hips. He's keeping moving. I mean, it's about all the coach can ask him is to move and keep going and keep trying. And Kristen is just following him like they're glued together, which is that's what his job is. So good, solid wrestling on both wrestlers here. Kristen trying to isolate an arm on the side, and Dable turns into it and stops that. Now we're going to have basically no progress. So we're going to start from the middle again. Dable trying to stand up, and Kristen picks the ankle, brings him back down. Owen getting his hips up. That time he got up and ran away from him. Ran out of time, but 6-3 was the score as the Sauk Center puts 3 points on their board. (12-6) the team score. Let's see who we're going to have now. Could be Jose de los Santos for Sauk Center.
It is going to be Jose de los Santos for the defenders. And Adrian Schrump.
So Adrian, that 8th grader, getting a little workout, but he looked pretty solid in his match earlier tonight, and he just bulls him right down. He locked him up with a double arm bar and bowled him right down for a 2-point takedown right to his back. He's got the extra 3, so that was a 5-point move. De Los Santos basically was the one that bowled Schrupp right down. So De Los Santos is on top. They haven't awarded the 3 points yet for the back because he hasn't broke the hold or broken the hold.
There's
and
a pin. Jose De Los Santos now 2-0 on the day.
56-second pin for De Los Santos.
Now tied at 12 in the overall score, as this is shaping up to be a good one so far.
Now let's see what Travis has to pull out of his hat here. Waiting for the announcement.
It'll be Mitchell Christian for the defenders.
And I didn't catch who it was for the road crew. So Mitchell Christian, this is Noah's older brother. He's a senior, wrestling at 138 pounds. Had the takedown. He's got the arm tucked underneath, so he can try to either cradle or walk around the head. He has a choice. He's trying to walk around the head. There he goes. Back is exposed for 2, counting to 3. And then he settles him down. Fight him off from underneath. You got to keep your belly to the mat as much as you can. Fight off with your hands. And a pin. Mitchell Christian picks up a pin.
Now Sauk Center Melrose back on top, 18-12 in the overall score. As we look ahead to the 145 weight, expecting to see Brady Rule and Joey Graff for, looking at the wrong team here.
Should be Ben Friedrichs.
Ben Friedrichs, the 8th grader.
Or did they just?
It looks like they just forfeited.
They forfeited to Brady.
And Chance Abraham is going to get the win as well in the forfeit. So 24-18, road crew back up on top.
Well, now we're up. We might be Cesar Avalos.
Earl Stockman, the 10th
Earl
grader.
Stockman for the crew. Earl Stockman's out there for the crew against Avalos. Cesar Avalos from Sauk Center. Cesar Avalos comes in at 160 pounds. He is a junior. And Earl, with a quick takedown, almost had an inside cradle. Decides to just go back to basic rides. Earl's ahead 2-0 here, and a minute and a half left to go in the first period. And Earl takes an arm bar and bars him over. Settles him in with a half Nelson, a reverse half actually. Settles him down. Now it's just a matter of waiting him out and put the weight on and squeeze the head. There is a way to make that a little bit tighter, but just hang on, you're going to get it. You'll be fine. That should be it. That should be, it's really close if it's not it. His back is down there. He's trying to fight it off. Earl's going to put his weight on the inside shoulder and sag back. There it is. Nice adjustment by Earl Stockman to pick up the pin. So now let's see what they're going to have. After Avalos, they list an open weight. In fact, they list 2 open weights. Let's see what we've got. That was the forfeit to the road crew.
forfeit.
Trey Tuktonen gets a forfeit. And we are up at 195. Corbin Knapp gets a forfeit. And let's see, we're going to have Riley. Nope, we're going to have Peyton Scott come out.
It's now just like that. It's 48-18 in favor of the road crew.
And Isaac Friedrich is out there for Sauk Center, and he puts an easy takedown on Scott. Scott's trying to fight it off. Peyton's only hanging on to one arm, so Peyton basically scrambles back up and gets two on the reversal. 2-2 now for the individual score. Takedown reversal. Peyton Scott's on top. Now he's going to work him. He's going to go underneath for some wrists and keep his weight on him. Keep the hip to hip. Just basic solid wrestling. He's waiting for an opportunity to throw a cross face in there, but Frederick's hips came up, so you drop back, grab a leg, work some basics, got an inside bar, arm bar, walk around the head. To get that far wrist, you keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. You got to go around the head, keep walking. There he goes. Settling back, but he rolled through again, but he gets two for the exposure. 4-2 now with Peyton Scott on top, almost out of bounds. They're back on, sort of on the mat. Peyton's they're gonna get called here just a bit if it. Just about ready to go out, but it's okay. 17 seconds to go, and they're out of bounds. So we'll start with Peyton Scott on top for the last 13 and a half seconds. Peyton Scott on top, 4-2. Peyton settles into the top position. Referee's whistle, and Friedrichs tries to sit out. That doesn't work. Tries to set up a Granby. That doesn't work. Peyton Scott tries for a half, and that doesn't work. And now we're out of time. And all of that took place in period one. 4-2 with road crew on top for the individual. 48-18, the team score. Little stop in the action here is the Fergus Falls head coach. Not Fergus Falls, excuse me. Sauk Center Melrose comes over. Has a little talk with the official. Everything's straightened out. Vaughn Glazner is the head coach. He's been around for a while. Peyton on top again, doing some basic riding. Hook a leg, stay back, hip to hip, work on the wrists. Try to break him down, try to make a move to turn him over. That's the way the coach told him to do it. So he's got him down, he's working on the wrists. Gonna try to keep those hips down. He's got the far wrist. He's getting ready to, no, he lost the wrist, so start all over. Gonna call basically a warning stalling. Or stall warning. This time Peyton goes in on the opposite side that he normally does, and he had his knees in the wrong spot, so the referee had to stop and straighten that out as a caution. No penalty, just an educated moment there. 1 minute to go in the second period. Peyton Scott on top. Been pretty much in control the whole time. He's working on the arms, trying to get an arm bar. And from underneath, Mr. Friedrichs is trying to get his hips up all he can, trying for a sit out. Peyton Scott follows him, hooks his leg. He's riding a little high though right now. Riding just a little high, and we're going to have a stalemate and start over again. Back to the centers. Four to 2, the individual score with Peyton Scott on top for the crew. Attempted sit out. Peyton follows him around. Now he tried for a quick half and drive, but that didn't work out. And once again, trying for a half with the left hand. That's not working. Stalling on red. That's a warning. And we're out of time in period 2. 4 to 2 the score. This time it's Mr. Friedrich's chance to make a decision, and he says let's all start from the top. Let's all be on our feet. So now we go into the standard head-to-head, lock it up. Friedrichs appears to be confident with what he can do from his feet. He's trying to stand Peyton up. Peyton's blocking it as he can. If you remember in the first period, this is where Friedrichs was, you might say, in control. He was able to try and throw a head throw into Peyton Scott. Now Scott ducks underneath, takes 2, tips him down, and Fergus Falls. Friedrichs drops him, pushed him over, picked up an inside arm, exposed his back, got Peyton Scott on his back, and he pinned him. 54 with a minute and 6 seconds to go in the third period. Peyton made one misstep out there and got pinned, got knocked onto, got his hips down, got rolled onto his back, got one arm isolated that he needed to use for balance. Here comes Riley Peters. Riley Peters is out there against Will Sjogren. Will Sjogren's a senior. He's the heavyweight for the defenders, and Riley Peters, the heavyweight for the road crew out there. Riley is rated as the 10th best wrestler in Class 2A. Classic tie-up right now, head-to-head. Little arm fighting. Riley trying to go for reach for a leg. Too far away. Sauk Center here, Sauk Center Melrose, they're a little fired up now after that pin. So Mr. Sjogren's coming out with a little pep in his step. So Riley's been a little bit more defensive in this one. 48-24 the team score, as the road crew is on the verge of winning their 26th duel for the season with only one loss. Just doing some tie-up, working the head. Riley trying to get him into position for a throw. Sjogren backing out of that. Sjogren's not quite as aggressive as he was just a few seconds ago. He seems to be backing away from Riley's. Riley's trying to set him up here. These two wrestlers are about the same height, about the same weight, same build. Riley had basically underhooked him on the left side by that time, but the time ran out, so he wasn't able to complete the move. No score in the first period. Riley has some blood problems here. He's going to believe it's his nose. Going to have some blood time here on the road crew side. So the physical trainer comes out, gives a hand, make sure that there's no blood on the mat or the uniform or anywhere else on either of the wrestlers. (48-24) is the team score tonight. This is the second of the two duels we've had this evening. Thank you for sticking with us. Riley with a sit out. It was defended well by Sjogren, but Riley's going to set him up. Turn into him, set up a Granby. Turn into him, keep the wrist, turn into him. Then roll. Set him up. Oh, Sjogren got around behind. Stop that move. Sjogren's still riding pretty high out on the shoulders. Riley can stand up, get your hips clear. Yep, he tried. He got jerked back down. Still no score in this individual match. Sjogren riding pretty high there for the defenders. Trying to put a lot of weight on Riley's shoulders. And I think he's going to try for a cradle maybe, the way he's got it set up. Or he might try just to walk around the head to see if he can get that arm bar. He does have the near wrist underneath. If he can just maintain that and keep walking around, he can ball Riley up and at least get a couple back points, but no action, says the official. Back on the mat, in the middle. Riley on his hands and knees in the down position. Sjogren comes on top, whistle blows. Riley tries to clear his hips and stand up. Sjogren's he's a little too high. Riley could roll him, but he hasn't quite got the leverage to do it. Sjogren's doing a lot of work on the shoulders. Riley's going to try to get up. 22. The road crew is yelling for Riley to stand up and go. Riley's hips are still up, and there should be. Sjogren's trying to ride, but he's riding the shoulders. He's riding awfully high, but he seems to be strong enough to hold it. And we're out of that period with one period to go. This time, Mr. Sjogren goes down. Will Sjogren, the senior from Sauk Center, Melrose, down in the down position. Riley on top. Riley is riding him. He's going to try to break him down. He's trying to get the arm isolated and the back. Riley's got the lever. He's going to turn and go. Oh, he let it go too early. Got us isolated again. He had it stretched out. And he had the move, but he let the wrist go too early. And puts in a half on the right side. He's going to walk the head. He's going to, nope, that was defended. Sjogren's a good wrestler from down underneath, and he's standing up to try to get an escape. He's got this, whoa, he threw Riley off to the side, and Sjogren falls on top for two. 1 minute to go in the third period. Riley is down by 2 points. Riley's trying hard to move, and Sjogren is just laying there. Sjogren is not doing anything. He's just hanging on. There's going to be a stall call here. Sjogren has not done a thing. He's just laying there. Got his arm is moving a little bit underneath. Riley's trying to get his hips out to do something. Now Sjogren is up high to tried for a half. That didn't work. 30 seconds to go. Riley's Holfarth is running up and down the side of the mat, trying to get Riley to stand up. They get out of bounds. Riley goes down on his knees for the next 24.1 seconds to go. Sjogren knocks his hips down. Riley's got to get it back up. Riley's got hips are way down flat on the mat, and Sjogren's just laying on him. Sjogren's just riding some arms, but he's not really being aggressive. Now he stepped off to the side to do something, but he's just riding with 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Riley's trying for a Granby. Oh, he ran out of time just as he rolled him. Riley set him up for a Granby reversal, which would have been probably a 5-point play, and he just ran out of time. 6 points goes to Will Sjogren. Very good, solid wrestler from the defenders. Final score, 48-27. Road Crew notching number 26 on the duels. 26-1 is their duel record. Good job of wrestling tonight by the Road Crew. We did see that they're going to need some work, though.
And we will discuss that. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to wrap things up here in Pine River. Back in just a moment on yourliveevent.com and Cash 95.
In downtown Pine River, or call 587-4437. Feeling like patients are like family.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
This year, Schrupp Excavating is celebrating 40 years of digging it right. With this milestone year, Schrupp Excavating wants to thank all of their past, current, and future employees and customers. They appreciate all you've done to help Schrupp Excavating become one of the most trusted companies in the Lakes area. For any excavation project, Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
Wrapping things up here in Pine River as the Road Crew go 2-0 in the Triangular today, just coming off a 48-27 victory over Sauk Center Melrose. They were able to get a 69-12 victory over Fergus Falls. And you know, see, we talked a little bit about it off air, and I tell you what, the defenders, they really brought it to the Road Crew here in this final bout.
They did. The wrestlers that they put on the mat really did a good job for them. They won. They won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the matches they won out of the 14 possible. You know, the biggest problem for the defenders is that they just don't have all the wrestlers to fill the weights. We were just talking about that. They're open. They were open at 152. They were open at 130 at 113 early. Then they went from 170, 182, and 195 they were open. So that's 24 points, or 30 points basically. There's 5 open weights there. 30 points that they had to give up. You can't give 30 points away and then try to come back.
It's a tall task, especially when you have a team like the Road Crew as good as they are. But what was kind of the big thing Steve, that you kind of can take out of this day? I mean, they looked really solid against Fergus Falls, a couple forfeits in there as well, and, struggling a little bit here against Sauk Ctr. Melrose. What's kind of the big takeaway that you take out of this triangular that you what you may expect to want to change or improve upon as we head into the 7th for the last regular season duels?
Well, it's possible that, as we used to say, they read their newspaper clippings, Here's you are, 3rd in state, 7th in state, 10th in state. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wrestlers that are rated in the top 10 in the state of Minnesota out of the 14 weights. They may have felt that they didn't have to, come out and be ready. I mean, they did a good job in the first one against the Fergus Falls Otters. They walked away with pin after pin after pin to start with, but Sauk Center didn't do that. Sauk Center came at him with some good wrestlers, starting with at 106 pounds. They put that Dominic Kurzman there. He got 3 points off Holmberg, and I would say he was pretty much in charge of the match most of the way, and that kind of set the tone for the defenders. I think they were kind of encouraged by that. They came back with Noah Kristen at 126 pounds. He came back and got 3 points. And then Jose De Los Santos, he came out and just took it to him.
Took care of business right out of the gate.
Yeah.
And
he just walked out, grabbed him, and pushed right at him and took him right to the mat. Pinning within less than 30 seconds of the period. I mean, he's a good little wrestler, and he wasn't. And then the Isaac Friedrich win, when Peyton Scott basically slipped, got knocked out, his hips went down. That's not what he was trying to do, but his hips slipped and went down, and as soon as they went down, Friedrich jumped on that opportunity, rolled over onto the top of him, pinned his arm so that he couldn't get back, and hung on for the pin. And that was in the last period, and I think it kind of fired up Sjogren. He was pretty fired up, like, I can do this too. And he went at Riley, and Riley was having a hard time. They're both the same build, they're basically the same weight. Riley was having a little difficult time wrestling the guy because the guy didn't wrestle aggressively. He just laid on you when he got on top, putts with your arms, because it was 0-0 in the first period, and basically 0-0. There was no scoring. It was all just lay there type of thing. And then when they got to the third period, it was the same thing. And when Riley finally had an opportunity to do something, and he was on top and he needed to flip him over, he just laid there. I mean, he just defended like, he would stick his hands out and not get turned over. And it was not, he was a good wrestler. He knew what to do. I'm not knocking that. It's just hard to wrestle with somebody that doesn't wrestle.
It's the name of the game. If they don't want to wrestle, I mean.
Yeah, you get frustrated, and Riley got frustrated out there until he finally set him up for what's called a Granby, which is a kind of a rolling reversal. And you usually can come out, if you do it correctly, you'll come out in a pit with a back exposure to a pinning combination. It's the whole part of that move. It sets you up, and you get like a 5-point move from underneath. And if he would have completed that 10 seconds earlier, Riley would have been on top. So it was real close, So where I would be if I was the head coach, I wouldn't be discouraged. I'd be looking at like, okay, first we got through it without any injuries. I saw, which was the one that got injured at Detroit Lakes? Not Tukenhagen, but trying to think, he was lighter weight. Do you remember?
I'm trying.
Remember he got his arm extended?
Wasn't Bryce Mick, was it?
Yes, it was
Yes.
Mick, and I saw him still with his arm in it, basically not a cast but a brace. So if that would have happened to Easton Miller or Parker
One of
Sutter,
your key wrestlers, you're down a guys here. You're getting ready for
Boy,
playoffs, especially for a
yeah,
team.
yeah.
Well, especially for a team that can make a deep run like the road crew. I mean, it's just of course it's in any sport. It's just we need all hands on deck. But I always kind of feel like with any sport, especially for wrestling, which is such a physical sport, it's always just like towards the end of the year, you can always just kind of forget about those things. And then when something like that happens, you realize, well, shoot, that's one of our top wrestlers, and we need them
Right.
late in the stretch here.
exactly right.
but-
And
Yeah,
And so if I were the coach, I'd say, okay, we got one more to get through, and hopefully we'll get without injury. That's going to be on February 7th. They go against Badger, Greenbush, Middle River, and Detroit Lakes. And they've seen both of them before. They just defeated Detroit Lakes at Detroit Lakes
the
last
Mid-State
week.
Conference
at the
tournament.
Mid-State. So, and it was a good match. Detroit's got some good wrestlers. So that would be the first thing, no injuries. And I think it exposed a couple of things like, okay, Riley, what happens if you get another guy like this? Same size, same weight, good defender, not really an offensive wrestler. But if he gets a point ahead of you, you got to work hard to get it back. What other moves can we do besides just isolate arms? Is there some other way we can pick an ankle or there is a move on a near side. You pick the leg up on the near side and you step between the legs, and then you get your hip into his hip, and that helps roll it. And that could have used that. But if you don't know it, you're not going to use it. But maybe that's what Riley needs. He's got to get another combination, to try to figure out things like that. And that goes for all the wrestlers. Not everything that they tried tonight worked. So maybe you've got to do something else. That's the whole thing about wrestling is it's one move after another, just boom, 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 boom. And if you just keep firing them, one of them's going to go. But you gotta know them to start with, and you got to practice them. So that's what practice is going to be now between now and the 7th.
As you mentioned, some things to work on. It did not burn them tonight as they go 2-0 in the triangular here today. A 69-12 victory over Fergus Falls, and a victory here 48-24 over Sauk Center Melrose. Sauk Center Melrose also took care of business against Fergus Falls 50-24 in our first match of the evening. And looking ahead to what we have on homegrown local radio, we did have a recent score update in boys hockey, a doubleheader in Northern Lakes. Wadena Deer Creek on top 2-0 over Northern Lakes, and we did not get any updates as of right now in Aiken against Grand Rapids. That one started at 6:40, but you can check that out on yourliveevent.com. And looking ahead to the rest of the schedule this week, of course, tomorrow, Friday Night Hoops on R&J Broadcasting. Looking ahead to tomorrow, we pull up the schedule here. We should have a good one in Pequot Lakes. 2 top 10 teams in Section AA in girls basketball. The 7th-ranked Perham Yellow Jackets taking on the 8th-ranked Pequot Lakes Patriots. 5:25 pregame, as that's part of a doubleheader on Cash 95.9 and rjbroadcasting.com. And then following them will be the boys taking on the Aiken Gobblers. Projected time 6:55 pregame on Cash 95. And then in boys hockey, it is going to be Northern Lakes for boys traveling over to the 16th ranked team in Class 1A Little Falls. 6:40 pregame on Skeeter 101.5 FM. And then over on KLKS Talk 100.1 over in International Falls, we'll be covering Northern Lakes as the girls hockey team takes on International Falls. 5:40 pregame on Talk 100.1, feed from I Falls. And then, of course, this Saturday, it is the Saturday Sports Wrap at 10 a.m. on KKI and AM 930 FM 103.1 The Gobbler. Me and the Shield will be wrapping up the week that was in sports as we get down to the end of the regular season. And it's fun times ahead, Steve. Just with any sports, but especially here with wrestling, it's fun times ahead.
It is, and we're just about into the sections. And that's where everything really comes together. It's like having 2 different seasons. You have all your dual seasons and your invites. Then we all go into sections and we all start together at 0, and may the best wrestler win, and the one that has the most wrestlers gets to be the team that goes.
Absolutely.
So,
Something to keep an eye on as we expect
Yep.
the road crew to have a chance to make a run here tonight, but they go 2-0 here tonight in the triangular. Well, that is going to wrap things up here in Pine River. Special thanks to all of our sponsors for making this happen. And, of course, thank our sponsors. With your patronage. Shop local, support the community, and support the team in that community. And just a reminder, we are streaming now 24/7 on rjbroadcasting.com. Listen to any of our stations with RNJ wherever you listen to radio. For myself, Noah Caruso, and Steve Heslop, we will be signing off here. And again, keep an eye out for our sports schedule, whether it's on yourliveevent.com or on any of our 6 stations with RNJ Broadcasting. You can look for that on rnjbroadcasting.com. And for that, we say good night from Pine River.